Welcome to Knightline Live. It's a Monday night. We're back after fall break, and it was a beautiful week of fall break, except for the last few days when it was cold, it rained, and now I have like 6,000 leaves, 6 million leaves to pick up. I'm Jerry Middleton. With me as usual is Rick Fletcher. And Rick, hey, you made it back from Tennessee.
Yeah, we did. We had a great time. I'll tell you, sometimes, Jerry, when you go away, you don't want to come back. And this was absolutely one of those times. We had perfect weather. Sun was always shining. It was just beautiful. And we had we like to camp, as you know. And we had a great campground. It was awesome. And as you get older, you want to do more of these things, and you know how that is, right?
Are you saying I'm getting older?
Well, we all are. You know, we all got more years behind us than ahead of us. So.
Well, that's true at that, except for the young basketball players we'll have on.
Well, we'll have girls basketball seniors will be on tonight. They're actually back in the green room right now, getting ready, getting their hair done and their powdered noses and whatever else they do to look good. And so they'll be on. We'll talk to them. They start soon here this weekend. They'll start with a game at Yorktown. So we'll see. I think there's a lot of buzz around girls basketball and the potential. So we'll talk to the seniors and see what's up there.
Well, let's start with some wrap up.
Yeah, because since our last show, we've had sectionals and regionals, and
we've wrapped up all the fall
sports.
So let's start off with football.
Yeah.
So football goes up to Winchester, and they lose 14-12. A couple extra point misses, but the thing about it is they had opportunities down the end to win.
Absolutely.
And, a catch here, drop ball there, and it's a whole different ball game.
Just like any sport, Jerry, it's the game of inches, right? I mean, and truly, it really, as a fan, and I'm talking as a fan, this if there was ever going to be a time where a sectional could be had, you got to think that maybe this was the year.
This was the year,
and maybe we had the team to do it. And we were right there with Winchester, and by golly, didn't Winchester play last Friday night? And they beat Heritage Christian.
Yeah.
So that tells you some things.
Yeah.
But they had a good year.
Absolutely.
They went 7-3. They didn't win the conference. They came in, I think, second in the conference.
Yeah, I think tied for second.
Tied for second.
Yeah.
With a lot of new guys. They had a lot of turnover as far as seniors from the previous year. They're going to lose some seniors this year. But I think, Jerry, their JV was also very good this year.
JV only had 2 losses, and both of them was the Eastern Hancock, one in overtime.
Yeah.
And then the other one was by a touchdown.
Yeah. So
at Eastern Hancock, both games.
Yeah. So hey, we'll see. I think they have good numbers with the football program.
Oh, absolutely.
They'll probably have good numbers next year. Got a lot of guys coming back. This was a kind of a junior heavy team.
Yeah.
You got Blake Waters as your quarterback, so he'll be back. Hopefully, you'll see some jump in his improvement, as you tend to do from your junior to your senior year. He'll be a year older, a year smarter, and physically, more grown that way.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens with that team right there, because I think, they have the potential for next year to be every bit as good as this year.
I think so. I think it's not out of the question to have a 7 to 8 win season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And some of the teams that beat us this year, obviously they're losing people.
Yeah.
And that's the neat thing about high school sports. Some lose and some gain.
Wow.
And so that's the way it works.
Looking back, I think the pivotal game was that Centerville game for this squad here. And I think if you'd ask the coaches and the players, they would say the same thing. And I don't have any inside information, okay? I'm not, speaking out of turn here. But, that it seems to me something happened there. You can never put your finger on it. But the good news is they are going to lose some talent, senior talent. but they got a lot. The core of their team was a lot of juniors
Yeah,
this year. So
absolutely.
and they had a lot of sophomores, in there, and you saw some freshman players there.
Yeah, a few freshmen made it in.
Yeah, could be exciting for next year. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, he'll get them all in the weight room during the off season because, with a sport like football, Jerry, being in the weight room is an important facet.
Big thing anymore.
The
in
team,
football.
I'll tell you, the teams that win, they're dedicated in the weight room,
Yeah.
and the teams that want to win are not dedicated in the weight room. So we got to be a team that's willing to pay that price.
Yep.
And Wes Oler, he does a great job. Wes, in my estimation, Wes is a great coach.
Yep, absolutely.
He's got all of his guys out there, all of his coaches, that've been with him for a while, and so. Hey, another year's next year.
Yep.
Good luck to the seniors. We got to say goodbye to them, all the seniors. And some they're hard to replace. All right, they're always hard to replace. But I think they have a good core coming back, and so we'll see where that goes for next year, Jerry.
Well, let's move on to cross country.
Cross country, I don't want to say. I guess I do want to say kind of a dynasty almost.
Yeah.
They had a lot of highs. And let's start on the girls' side. Number one, they had a team.
They had a team.
So that's an accomplishment right there because Tyler and Eric, we've talked to them over the years,
Yep.
and they're always looking for girls just to fill out a team. And of course, we always put out the pitch here on the show, and whenever we're talking about girls joining the cross country team, because you never know, you could be good.
Yeah.
And it's a great sport. I mean, you look at cross country. The thing that impresses me about cross country and sports like that is the camaraderie that goes along, amongst the players, the families, and the runners and the other teams.
It's an event.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what's really nice about it. It's an event that they go out and Heather Kroll and I think Gracie Green both qualified for the regional.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
That's a big deal. And and the girls this year finished second in the TEC.
Yeah. Hey,
so that's a big deal.
Yeah. The guys were the conference champions.
The guys were conference champion again and again.
Yeah.
So 4 times.
Yeah, 4 times. I mean, that's a dynasty right there.
Yeah.
I mean, and they've had that going on in the boys' side for like you said 4 years in a row. So congratulations. They had another good year. Good solid year for them.
And then they went down to the boys qualified as a team for the regional.
Right.
And I think they took 7 runners down there for that. And they knocked the Semi-State out. So it was regional to the state, and so they had a lot more teams, a lot more competition, runners, a lot more competition.
Yeah, everything was bigger.
And they didn't advance, and nobody advanced after the regional. But that's okay. You made it there.
Yeah, you get to. I think the goal is they want to make it out of the sectional as a team into the regional, and they were successful in doing that. Now they were defending champions for the sectional, and they weren't able to repeat, but they had new teams in the sectional also.
Oh yeah, that's right, new teams in the sectional.
And there's always going to be competition, because you got bigger schools. Richmond, they won the sectional, and they're a big school, and you're competing against a 4A school. So, but congratulations to the cross country team. So they're excited about next year. Always, they look. You always look to next year. What are the prospects? And we've been told there's a good bunch of middle schoolers come up on the girls' side and the guys that are coming up for the cross country team. So maybe that dynasty will continue. So we can only hope.
We shall see next fall.
Yeah, and a lot of those runners will be track and field. They'll be doing some of those events. I know Tyler and Eric, they coach. Yeah. So they'll be doing that. So, hey, congratulations to the cross country. Another great season.
Well, now we got to wrap up. Our last sport is volleyball.
Yeah. Fun team all year.
Yeah.
It was probably for as long as I've been around, and you've been around longer, okay, but for as long as I've been around, that volleyball team was probably the best team that I've seen, senior laden. Okay, so we'll figure out the future as we go here, but senior laden team, and they were fun to watch. Conference champions.
Yes.
For the only time as not co-champions.
Correct.
Okay.
Outright.
So they won the conference championship to try, and congratulations to them.
Since 2009, first time since 2009. Right. Probably in my estimation of the teams I have seen here, probably the third best volleyball team that we've ever had.
Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah. And
that says a bunch. When you have one team that went 30-3 and another one 25-9, and
Well, what
all that, so.
You look at what Coach Matt Fisher, what he's done. He's creating a culture. The last 2 years, now there's expectations.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They're back-to-back sectional champions. Okay, and this sectional, they dominated that sectional over there in Hagerstown this year. And they were clearly the best team in that section.
Oh, absolutely.
Against traditional powerhouses like Union County and Hagerstown, our volleyball team, and I'm a homer, right? But in my humble opinion, by far we were the best team.
Yeah.
And it bared itself out. We won, beat Hagerstown, and you had to go the hard way again.
Yep.
You had to go 3 matches just to get to win. And they were able to do it, and they got there, and they won. They beat Union County in the championship, and for the second year in a row, that's back to back. And second year in a row, we go to Cascade.
Go to Cascade, and play the eventual regional winner,
right?
Who goes on and loses in 5 sets to Browntown Central, in the semi-state. So that match starts off. And here's how I want to equate this. Is Purdue's volleyball coach Shondell the other night, after they went to Illinois, and Illinois just flat kicked their rear end. And Purdue's a top 15 team. And Shondell came out, he did not make excuses. He said, well, we got beat.
Yeah. What else can you say?
We got beat.
And that's what happened.
And it's not because we're a bad team. We just got, some days you just get beat.
And unfortunately for us, we had the early game travel. I'm not making excuses here, okay? Because we were there on time.
Yeah, we were there.
Right? We're traveling the furthest and get the early game. I don't know how that comes down like that, but it comes. That's the way it is. That's the time you're supposed to be there. You hated to see it end the way it did, but you know what? Let's not let it overshadow all the good things that have happened, because a lot of great stuff in volleyball. Northeastern volleyball is on the map, especially in this area.
Yep.
There's a regional out there to win at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? And you're going to have to knock off the teams like Cecina. I honestly thought our girls playing like they're capable against Cecina playing like that's a battle right there.
Oh, it is a battle.
And then they go on, and you have a chance. Okay,
well, you can't have one thing happens, another happens.
It's a waste.
And then suddenly that snowball starts getting bigger and bigger.
Boom, boom,
and it's hard to overcome that. And that's
hard.
exactly what happened to Purdue that night. It was like they got down 8-0, 9-0, and you're not in volleyball round scoring. Come back down 9-0, pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's hard to dig yourself out of that hole, no matter. And we're dealing with high school kids, and that's it's hard for adults to do that. Okay, and so it's difficult as an athletic team when you find yourself down to. You got to break that, that slump in the middle of the match. So, but I want to say this, congratulations to the volleyball team. back-to-back sectional champions. You guys were a lot of fun to watch, and I'm looking forward to the future. You know, you're going to lose 6 key seniors, and they were all key, every one of them. They all had a big role in what went on this year. So next year's going to have a lot different look to it. We understand there's some kids coming up that'll be freshmen next year that have some potential. So we'll see. It's going to be, hopefully it's not a rebuild, it's a reload, you know.
Well, you know, they ended up the season 23-8.
That's a great record.
That's nothing to
that's a great
nothing to
record.
be ashamed of.
Yeah, and you want to say to the girls, you know, hold your head high. You know, yes, you're disappointed that you lost, okay? But, you know, that's sports. That's a life lesson to learn. So, hey, volleyball's over. We got girls basketball to talk about, too.
Ooh, girls basketball.
It's cold enough now.
It is cold enough.
Winter is here, so.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think we're going to take a quick break here. And when we come back, we're going to have girls basketball seniors with us. We'll have 2 segments. And you're watching Knightline Live. At Kate's Family Eye Care, we value a family-friendly atmosphere, offering high-quality eye exams. Our expert staff utilizes the latest techniques in eye care. We have a large selection of affordable glasses that are unique to our area. We are proud supporters of the Northeastern Knights and wish all the teams the best of luck.
Go Knights!
13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, you were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. That fear is the only enemy, the only thing keeping you from feeling that power in your bones. And here we are, right here, right now. Let's fly.
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
KOA exit 151A, registration in the general store. It's a family-owned campground with pull-through parking for RVs or travel trailers with full hookups. Rent a cabin. Relax at one of the fire pits or picnic by the pond. A playground for the kids, or get in around the golf before dinner. Take a water-soaking hayride, lay out by the pool, and then take a dip.
Do you have a big event coming up soon? Dejo Photos has you covered. Check us out on Facebook. We are professional photographers who strive to capture all of your special moments, such as family portraits, senior photos, live action sports, graduations, and so much more. If you don't think photos are important, wait until they are all you have left. Contact us via email at info@dejophotos.com or call us at 765-277-0047. Dejo Photos, capturing memories one photo at a time.
Coming together every day to make a difference for you, for me, and everyone in between. Because at Dot Foods, when we celebrate each other's differences and work together to make the community a better place, we become great together. At Dot Foods, what matters to you matters to us, where communities matter. Dot Foods.
And welcome back to Knightline Live. I'm Jerry Middleton. With me, as usual, is Rick Fletcher. And we have 2 in the house here from girls basketball. And they said they had a real good practice today. They came back from down 10 and whooped on the JV is what they were talking about. So we'll see how that goes. Rick, why don't you introduce our people here?
You're starting to worry me, Jerry, okay? All right, so we've got Addison Mastriano, Moss, and Nevaeh Chapman. You guys are both seniors. Hey, we appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
So, Addie, let me talk to you. You seems like you've been around forever. My goodness gracious, both of you guys. Actually, we started live streaming when these guys were freshmen.
Yeah.
And that was our first year.
Moss is a 7-year senior.
Yeah, I knew she's been around for a while here. So, does that mean she can play volleyball again next year? Is that what that
absolutely.
means?
Yeah.
Get some
We can do
eligibility.
Eligibility left.
All right, Addie, you're kind of you're a senior, but you're kind of the senior spokesman because you've been playing varsity for a long time. So, what are our hopes and dreams this year for girls basketball? So you start us off.
I think we have a lot of expectations for all of our girls. I think coming this year with our scrimmage and stuff, I think we feel a lot more confident than what we did last year. I think coming out in general, but last year we had a lot of expectations as well, and we might not have been able to just follow through with a lot of them. So I think this year we're putting more emphasis on a lot of different things, like just not overthinking things, just playing how you should be playing. Like, don't second guess yourself, things like that.
Is it helpful? Now this is your second year under the coach, Cody Dudley. Is it helpful now that you've got 1 year under your belt with that coach? Now this is the second year you kind of know what's going on, what to expect?
Definitely. Another year. Now we have like what we mainly run under our belt. We're used to what he likes to run, what we are good at, things like that. So.
Okay. So Nevaeh, so you're a senior also. Last year you kind of split your time between JV and varsity. This year full-time varsity. What is it like to be, now you're transitioning into full-time varsity? What's your role? What do you see as your role on the team? Make a layup, right? Make a layup.
Oh goodness. I'm more of like rebounding, like running. Like I'm not a big scorer for our team.
Mm-hmm.
That's all Moss really.
Okay.
She's a big advantage for us, but I'm better at like getting rebounds, and for a post I'm pretty fast, so I'm good at getting up the floor quick and that kind of stuff, and hustling to balls. And
so you got a lot of younger players, a lot of players this year, by the way. Okay, a lot of freshmen. I don't know if there's 10 or there's a lot of them. Okay, yes. Do you see, as a senior, you see yourself as like the role model? This is how we conduct ourselves here on this level. We're not in Kansas anymore, or not in the 8th grade. Talk about that, Nevaeh, and you're passing it on down to the next generation.
yeah, we definitely, and I can definitely see like the younger girls look up to us for sure, and they like, especially like Moss, a lot of the girls look up to her, and they are still kind of nervous when it comes to us. Mm-hmm. They kind of get a little timid.
Kind of natural,
yeah.
Natural.
But I think like we've all been there, we've all done that. But I definitely think it'll get passed down, and it's all gonna be okay.
Is it like you're creating a culture?
Yeah.
That type, to leave something behind. Addie, is it important to leave a legacy? This is what we want. When you think Northeastern girls basketball, this is what we want you to think. Is that important to you as an individual?
Oh yeah, that's really important to me. I feel like leaving something, being a role model for them, showing them how practice works, showing them how to act during practice, showing them to pay attention, making sure you're paying attention all the time during practice, watching the plays, things like that. Just the little things, the details during practice makes a huge difference, especially when it comes to games.
Yeah. So when you were a freshman, you had a very senior-laden team. So now it's now here you are at the top of the mountain, both of you guys. So, Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been watching the scrimmage the other night against Delta. Here's something I noticed, Moss. I noticed that you jumped higher.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that. And I also noticed that you didn't take the big swat at the ball. It was more of a volleyball pike get your hand up and stop it rather than falling through and then getting the foul. You know. So tell me, has volleyball playing this year, did that transfer into some of your basketball now of the thought process of things?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think any sport like that, like being a multi-sport athlete, I feel like everything in every sport goes into all of them, you know? So I feel like it can be helpful in some ways, and then sometimes it makes you like timid in other ways, but I've always been basketball. So I feel like that's just engraved in my brain.
Right.
But I feel like volleyball, just like getting up and down and jumping all the time, I feel like that definitely helps too.
Yeah. Now, are you, Nevaeh, in the rotation of things, are you rotating in for somebody? I mean, let's put it this way: are you playing? I'm not going. You're probably not a 1.
No.
Okay, I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there. Could be.
Not.
But you're probably playing 4 or 5, right? 4 or 5, and so with that involves a lot of rebounding. And with rebounding, we depth-wise of what I call the height in there, we're not overabundant like we are on the 1, 2, 3s. Those we have tons of them, and they're all good and they're all fast. But does that play into your mind that you don't have the depth of the I refer to as the bigs on going after ball and say, okay, it's probably a foul, I got to pull off? Does that play into your mind at all, thinking that you're not deep at the 4 or 5s?
Yeah, it does, because it's hard to, like, especially when it comes to swatting. That's like the biggest one, like the biggest foul. It's hard not to do. And then you think, and like Cody's like, you gotta chill out. There's like 3 of you, like you gotta calm down. And it definitely has like a major role on your limits to fouls.
When Justice Slick's on here in a minute, I want to talk to her about the new foul rule this year. And we'll see what her reaction is to that, because that should fall right into her game plan.
We're going to look forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be good. We're going to get those comments from Justice.
So, Nevaeh, I want to ask you, okay, so as I'm going to assume you're coming in off the bench. Is that reason? Okay, so do you bring that energy, because you're energetic, all right? I've noticed, I've been watching this in my 4th year watching. You bring energy. Okay, sometimes it lands in the stands and sometimes it stays on the court. But is that part of what you think you bring to the team? As a team, you bring energy off the bench, which is important, by the way.
Especially, not even just when I come off the bench, like when I'm on the bench is a major role in the game, and I definitely think it affects the players. Like if the bench is quiet and there's nothing going on, nobody's like hyped up and ready to go.
Right.
But if our bench is like up and cheering, and when they make the threes and we're all jumping around, going crazy, that definitely brings like energy to the court, and it makes us go. So.
Yeah, that is important. If you're all just sitting on your hands, then there's no energy anywhere. There's no energy in the crowd, and it's tough to generate that energy after a long day of school anyways. Okay, so that's definitely helpful.
You're preaching to the choir about that. It's hard to have energy after a long day at school, I'll tell you.
In the booth it's no problem though, Jerry. You can generate that energy.
So do we have any of the, we watch this all the time, the bow and arrow on the bench, or any of this on the bench, or
trash talk, or showmanship.
Showmanship on the bench. Do we have any of that in plans?
I mean, last year I think we got it started a little bit. I think we got excited.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good this year.
All right. That's what we like to see. We like to see that bench get a little crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We would go back and look at our film, and like you could just see the bench down in the bottom. We'd all be jumping up with like the threes, and we were jumping, and you could just see it down at the bottom. And
hey, it generates excitement for you, the players and the crowd. You bring the crowd in. You want to take advantage of all these things.
That's right. And there's nothing that gets it. There's 2 things that get the crowd going. Number one is the bomb, the
Yeah,
three,
the
the
three.
boom baby.
Yeah.
We all know that. And the second thing is a post player pulling down a rebound and going back up, getting hammered and finishing the shot
Yeah, that's
for
exciting.
the N one.
That's exciting, right?
Yeah,
there.
those are the two things to get the crowd going. Other than that, it's boring. But that gets the crowd going.
Yeah, and you need those moments.
You need those moments.
in a ball game to really generate the juice. Okay, Moss, your senior year. What are our hopes and what are your personal? You've already made your college decision, so that's kind of behind you. Okay. So for this team right here, what are your hopes and dreams? What would you consider a successful season?
I see us going real far in the state tournament. I have a lot of faith in us. I think with our team getting older and we're not as young, like Ava and Addie. Addie's a sophomore now. And Ariel and Ava are juniors. I think we have a pretty solid team to go far.
Okay. So you want to go, get out of sectional, and you don't want to stop there.
Right.
That's your hope and dream, Nevaeh. When it's same to you.
Yeah, I think we can go far in that state. Like, we've had that talk a lot in practice too, with Cody mentioning it. And I know everybody says like coaches have like their group, and I don't think we've seen like a really, really good group like this since my freshman year. With all those seniors
Right,
and all that.
yeah.
And so I just think like this is our year.
All right. Well, I think we're hosting the sectionals, if I'm correct in that, Jerry. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
We're hosting the sectionals, all right. So it'd be nice to win it on your home floor this year, but not stop there, because as far as you guys go, these two old guys are coming with you. So no pressure, but we want to go a long way. So
I don't want to go to Cascade.
well,
That's
Cascade's
a
a
long ways.
long way. We'll go to somewhere in Indianapolis, maybe
I forget
Speedway,
where
I don't know, wherever we go. Triton Central. I don't know. We won't worry about
Right,
that.
Jasper, Evansville,
We'll book our hotel.
Yeah, we'll get it booked.
We'll definitely get there.
Yeah, we'll be there for sure.
Well, ladies, hey, we appreciate it.
Yep.
You excited?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basketball's here. You kind of, basketball's an Indiana thing too, and we're excited for you, and we're excited to start live streaming your games, and we can't wait for that. So our first game is when, Jerry? We think it's the 10th of November.
Yep, 10th of November.
Be on a Friday night against Franklin County.
Franklin
So
County.
that'll be our first broadcast. So we'll be looking forward to that. Hey, good luck. I'm sure we'll see you guys up on Players of the Game. We'll do that once in a while too. And all I can say is go get them. Let's go out and win that sectional, and let's go beyond. So, all right, that's been Moss, Addie Mastriano, and Nevaeh Chapman. We're going to take a break, Jerry.
Oh, sounds good.
So we'll take a break. We come back. We'll talk to the other two seniors. This is Knightline, and we're live.
Dreaming of having more space? With a mortgage from First Financial, you're golden. We keep things simple with friendly, personalized service from application to closing. We'll help you find the right mortgage loan to fit your unique needs. Plus, you can qualify for relationship pricing with an eligible checking account. And since we live in the communities we serve, you can count on our local knowledge to make sure the pieces fall into place for an on-time closing. So stop dreaming and start moving with First Financial Bank.
Harmon sheds are custom built to your specifications and needs. But wait, there's more! Harmon sheds build privacy fences, decks for your pool, beautifully designed decks for all around your home, and detached pavilions. Let Joe and the crew do all the work, so all you need to do is relax.
This is Rick Fletcher. When my car needs repair, I take it to 715 Simharjan Parkway in Richmond, home of Knuckle Busters. With their ASE certified technicians, why would you go anyplace else? They repair domestic and imports, air conditioners to Z-bars. Knuckle Busters Auto Repair. Call 765-488-1470 and tell them to go Knights!
Are you being bugged about your floral needs? The Leaning Lily, 927 South 9th, is a full-service florist with lots of great gift ideas like wind chimes, potted plants, hanging baskets, teddy bears, and much, much more. Convenient delivery available to residential, the hospital, and local funeral homes. The Leaning Lily has bouquets to say, I love you, to weddings to say, I do. The Leaning Lily, we have you covered. Welcome back to Knightline Live, and we're talking girls basketball. Right around the corner, Saturday night, they take to the floor as they travel up to see those Tigers of Yorktown in a night game. The JV starting at 6 and the varsity to follow, when the JV game gets over. Rick, we've got 2 more in here.
Well, we got Justice Slick and Sadie Gammon. Ladies, appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
All right, Justice, we've seen you for 4 years, okay, and I'm going to ask you similar questions that I asked the other girls. Being a veteran, you've actually started since you were a sophomore, if I believe. Is that right? Or,
yeah.
or
Freshman year was really iffy.
Yeah, but you played some. Mm-hmm. So do you look at yourself as, all right, now I'm a senior, we're at the top of the food chain, not at the bottom of the food chain. Now do you look at yourself as like a leader of the squad with a lot of younger players that have come out this year? So talk about that right there.
I do try to see myself as a big leader on the team, but it's been kind of hard, especially with the injury I've had,
right,
to try to be that leader, especially when I'm not involved as much in practices. And it's just sometimes I want to feel obligated to tell the girls or like just be there for them, but at the same time it's kind of just like I'm in this tough spot,
Yeah. And let's talk about that since you brought it up. You did have a knee injury in your AAU season. Mm-hmm. My understanding was it was right out of the gate. Is that true? Or?
Yeah, it was our first tournament of the year in our first game.
Oh,
we were probably in the game for about 8 minutes, and then.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Imagine Cody was excited when he heard that news. Right, his one of his seniors went down. Okay, so. But you expect to come back relatively soon, hopefully sometime in December, so you're going to miss some time. So what are some things that you can do to contribute to the team during that time, or are you just feeling that out right now?
I'm going to be there for my team. I mean, every step of the way, like I plan on being to all the games and everything, and I do miss some practices here and there, but it's just I got to work on myself. But I plan on being there and contributing any way I can, obviously. Like, I don't know, I just got to be a senior leader.
All right. So Sadie, we talked to you in golf. Now this is you're a senior this year, but this is your first year playing for the high school team. So what are some things that made you decide to come out your senior year to play basketball?
My little sister and
your
Moss's dad.
Okay, Jamie Mastriano.
Yeah.
And is he scary? He looks scary though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Jamie, if you're watching, man, you're just a teddy bear at heart. So, why did you decide? What was the reason? I mean, obviously you must like basketball. There's something there. You've played before.
Yeah. So I went to the meeting that they had.
Yeah.
With my mom and my sister, and my mom was like, "Grab paper just in case you want to or not." And I had a couple people come up to me and they were like, "You should sign it." And then I thought for a little bit, and then I finally signed it. So here I am.
You were here in the summertime.
Yeah.
So you played through the summer, and you kind of got your feet wet. Figured out what you needed to do. Are you glad with the decision? I mean, I'm putting you on
Yeah.
the spot, and we haven't actually started the games yet. But are you happy that you're here now? What do you see as your role with this team, and with a lot of veterans coming back? What do you see as your role with this team right here, and how can you contribute?
A lot of the younger girls, like freshmen, look up to me. I've grown with them, so I'm looking forward to being there for them.
Okay, all right.
Well, Justice. So, new foul rules.
They let you have 10 fouls now. Did you know that?
There's no way.
Because you'd use all 10 of them, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
No, but the new rule now is, they reset the fouls every quarter. So the teams shoot on the fifth, and everything is 2 shots.
Kind of like the NBA rule.
Like the NBA in women's college. So basically, you can commit 8 fouls now, and there's never be any shots taken.
Because you reset
after every quarter. So with that in mind, that changes the strategy of the game a little bit, because not just saying you, but other players, you can get that extra 1 or 2 fouls in defensively just to prove a point. You're not going to come into my house. You're not going to drive my lane. I'm going to put you to the floor. We're going to think about that. And last year,
next year he's going to flex. Okay. He's
I know. Like that. But last year we had, we flowed fouls.
Mm-hmm.
Have we looked at how to pull that foul count back and keep the other teams off the free throw line? Have we thought anything about that, or you personally, have you thought about that?
No, I really don't think we have.
Well, you're an aggressive player.
Yeah, you're an aggressive player. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I love aggressive players, but when we get to that, when we start giving team freebies after freebie, then that becomes, it's a negative to us. But with this new rule, you can be a little more aggressive.
Yeah,
Right.
I think if I could pipe in here, I think that's going to make the aggressive teams more aggressive.
Absolutely.
Okay? And make you want to be more aggressive, because all of a sudden, you can get more fouls per quarter. And I mean, that's my thought. I don't know. So.
And when you guys run that press, that aggressiveness that's it right there. Because when you put that press on the other night in that scrimmage, I mean, it was like boom, 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 12 points, game over.
Right.
And you're Justice, you're part of that when you're full go. Okay, you're one of those quick players out there in the press, along with Ava and Addie. So is that part of your game? Is being able to play that press defense and be aggressive with that?
Yeah, that's definitely my type of game. I love being aggressive, and I love running up and down the court. I'll run anyone out the gym.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. So we're hoping that knee heals nicely and gets, and with it, you bring confidence, because you have confidence. I mean, we've seen you play with confidence. So hopefully that'll come back to you. All right, Sadie, I want to ask you, and this might be a tough one to answer, and I asked the other girls, all right, what are your hopes and dreams for this team this year? And what and maybe you don't know because you haven't been around that long, okay? But tell me, what are your hopes and dreams as you play with your new teammates here? What do you want to see happen?
In practice, Cody's always talking about going to state, and I think that we can do it. So.
Okay. All right. A lot of competition out there. In the conference, we got to beat Winchester. As long as I've been around, we've never beaten Winchester. So do you guys set goals like you want to win Wayne County Tourney, conference, sectional, and on and on? Is that part of does it go on a board somewhere, Justice? Or?
I don't think we really set up that board yet, but
Okay.
I know it's definitely a part of everyone's mindset.
All right.
We just know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's ingrained in you at this point.
Yes.
Okay. You got to win those things. And that type of thing. Was the way the sectionals last year ended on kind of a sour note. I don't want to bring up the past, but does that give you fuel for the fire? Does that add fuel for you for this year and your senior year?
It definitely does, especially because I am missing a lot
Yeah.
right now. And I don't know, like, I don't think I can do another sectional like that. I mean,
Yeah.
every year I've played, it's always ended the same.
Yeah.
And like Moss said, I think that this year's our year. We've all grown, and this is our second year with our coach, and I think that we're all ready for it and that we can do it.
All right. Does it? And I'll ask both of you guys. Do you want to? And like I asked Moss and Nevaeh, is it important to you to leave a legacy? Like when you think of Northeastern girls basketball, here's the standard. Okay, is that important to both of you guys?
Yeah.
You know, and you want that standard to be up here, right? And so. Well, it's up to you guys to set that standard then. And we're going to look forward to it. You know, we're always a fun time of year to start. The girls always start first, so we get right in there, and then the guys come along. And but this is a fun time of year, and before you know it, we'll be in Wayne County Tourney and
It will be.
doing all these
Yeesh.
things.
Hey, Sadie, now you gonna be a 4 or 5? Is that what you're gonna be
Yeah.
playing, 4 or 5 spot? Good deal. Do you feel comfortable in that 4 and 5?
Yeah, that's what I played when I played in like 8th grade and 9th grade for school ball and for AAU.
I liked you when you played in that 8th grade basketball. I did. Because, well, you get them in there, you just shed them right off. Trying to rebound, you just like it, just shed them right off. That's great. And then Justice, I think that you have agreed to play at IU East.
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, a good brand of basketball over there. I mean, you would for people who don't know, if you go over to IU East, that's a high level of basketball.
Yeah, it's a the River States Conference is a pretty competitive conference with that, and quite a bit of travel involved in it.
Yeah,
which is good.
Yeah,
because you get to see places and do things.
Yeah, so
and see stuff.
well,
so.
congratulations.
Yeah,
Justice.
absolutely.
I totally slipped my mind because I knew that. All right,
That's
so
why I'm here, Rick.
Congratulate. The fun thing is, you'll be here locally, so your family can go watch you, and when you're in town. And I've been over once or twice to see a few games over there, and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It really is a lot of talent over there on the men's and the women's side.
Well,
so
well, hopefully, you know, Moss and Justice, you'll come to the games that they won't give us the nose away and walk away. They'll come up. And,
I'm on a higher level now.
We got the big time announcers now, and you guys are down here. Sometimes you got to remember the little people. So, but that's great that you guys are doing that. And what do you want to get into as far as your degree?
Right now I'm doing vocational right now through Richmond, trying to become an EMT, and I'm hoping to transfer that into going to become a paramedic.
Cool.
All right.
And I remember, Sadie, you talked about
Nuclear scientist or something brainy.
It was child psychology.
I know it was something that took a lot of smarts. It went over my head when we were talking in calls.
So well, it's good. I hope both of you wish you the best for all that, and I think Moss is going into business like that. And I forgot to ask
Moss will
Nevaeh.
make $1 million. Hopefully she remembers us, right? Because she'll be the first one. She's going to be voted first one to $1 millionaire in her class. So.
Hopefully she'll give us a new headset or something. Right?
we'll keep her phone number on file. So. Well, ladies, appreciate you coming by. I really do. Hey, good luck. We're excited. You guys excited for the season start? And I know you're going to be delayed, but hang in there. It's coming. And I'll tell you what, it'd be like making a trade. When you come back, plug your right in and off you go. It'll be fun to watch. So
absolutely.
All right, that was Justice Slick and Sadie Gammon. Ladies, good luck this year. We'll look forward to it. All right, we're going to take a break. Jerry, take us out of here.
You're watching Knightline Live. Are you being bugged about your floral needs? The Leaning Lily, 927 South 9th, is a full-service florist.
Hey there, my name is Gibson, and I would love to invite you to LifeSpring Students. That's our youth group at LifeSpring Church, which is just south of Northeastern on 27, and we meet from 7 to 8:30 on most Thursdays, but the doors open at 6:30. It's a great way to get to know more about God, meet some friends, as well as get to know about yourself some more as well. Plus, It's a lot of fun. We usually have some basketball and dodgeball, along with some other activities. And if you want to know more, check out lifespring.tv/students.
Martin's Country Mart, US 27 Fountain City. Swing in and grab a coffee or a frazzle, maybe a fountain drink. At Martin's Country Mart, we also have all your favorite snacks, bottled drinks, and of course, sweet bakery items. Plenty of accessories for dinner. And don't forget the grill menu, covering breakfast, lunch, dinner, and of course, the kids' favorite, pizza. Martin's Country Mart, Fountain City. You've had a hard day at work and all you want to do is sit in your lounge chair in the nice cool air? Then it hits. The AC's not working. The living room feels like the Sahara Desert. Call Reynolds Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. In just a short time, it'll be nice and cool. And then all you'll need is a sign that says, "No penguins allowed." Call 765-966-0994. Reynolds Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Proud sponsors of the Knights. Did someone say boom, baby? Call Scoretti Pyrotechnics at 765-977-2757. Scoretti Pyrotechnics has performances for birthdays, weddings, school athletic events, other occasions, and of course, the 4th of July. Scoretti Pyrotechnics are proud supporters of Knights Athletics. Boom, baby! Smith, McQuiston, and Webster Funeral Home has proudly served the Fountain City area since 1886. From the time you walk up the steps, Funeral Director Keith Webster's goal is to carry forward the legacy of personal service established by the Smith and McQuiston families. Using modern technology and good old-fashioned attention to detail, we will strive to earn your confidence in us by treating families the way we think we would want to be treated. Smith, McQuiston, Webster Funeral Home. Rick, thank goodness somebody called timeout because I am hungry.
I'm starved, Jerry. Hey, with 3 different Richmond locations and 1 in Hagerstown, there's a Subway sandwich shop near you.
And you can always order off the app for curbside pickup. The drive-thru's always open, and the way that I prefer it, I just like to walk in.
Here's your sub.
Listen, Subway, eat fresh.
Go Knights!
Welcome back to Knightline Live. I'm Jerry Middleton, and with me as usual is Rick Fletcher. And Rick, I'll tell you what, if you've never been to a cheer competition, you're missing something.
It's loud, man.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, let me set the stage on these things, okay? It's a lot of work just to prepare for these things. So, you know what? Shout out to, cheer coach Chelsea Wine. We'll hear from her in a minute. We got a video that we're going to play of that cheer competition. Volunteers, setting, just all the work that goes into putting on a show like that. It's a lot of work behind the scenes, and well, you were hanging around for a lot of that.
Yeah, I was doing the announcing for the calling the teams out, and and there's a protocol of how you have to do it.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's strict too.
And they're in the corner, and you call them out, and they line up on the mat. You may now take.
Yeah, did you know that, or did you have to learn that that morning?
Fortunately, Coach had typed everything out exactly the way it is, and I was like, okay, this I got. But it was really interesting. They had all the way from second graders, which is the minis, and which was really cool. They did a real good job, and all the way up to different type of dance routines, so to speak, and stunts and tumbling, and in the basic timeout cheer. I think it's all pretty cool.
Well, there's a couple things, all right, just to kind of, tell people how it goes. So they do a timeout routine. It's like a basketball, okay? You got a minute 15, I think,
15.
to do. And that's like what you would do during a timeout during basketball, okay?
Yep.
And then they have what I call a dance routine, or they call traditional, I believe.
Yeah, traditional.
A lot of dancing, a lot of tumbling, a lot of stunts, a lot of all that kind of stuff. And so those are two separate competitions, and they're graded or judged separately. So that's how that goes down. Jerry, I want to take this opportunity because we did a video. I did a little video with sights and sounds of the All Cheer No Fear event. That's what it was called. Congratulations to everybody who was there, who put it on. Nice crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they made a ton of cash because they sold a lot of stuff.
Yep.
And so congratulations to Chelsea and her whole team. And I'm not going to try to mention them because there's probably a whole bunch of people that contributed there. So congratulations to them. So Kayla, let's go to that video right now and see sights and sounds of All Cheer, No Fear. All right, we're here at Northeastern High School with the cheering competition. I'm here with Chelsea Wine. Chelsea, I know it's been a long, long day, but I really appreciate you spending a couple minutes with us. So this event, All Cheer, No Fear, if I'm saying that correctly, a huge success. A lot of people showed up, but it just happened. A lot of work went into this. Tell us a little bit about all the work behind the scenes.
Yeah, it takes about 3 or 4 months, I would say, to plan this. And the morning is super stressful, but once it got going, it was good. But you have to think about all the behind the scenes, the judges, the score sheets, having everything planned. We had parents who were incredible volunteers. I couldn't have done it without them. So, yeah, a lot goes into it.
We won't name anybody because we'll miss somebody, and a lot of people around there. Okay, so you guys are prepping for next Saturday at Newcastle. Tell us what's going on.
Yep, we are going to compete our timeout routine in the morning, starting at 10 a.m., and our traditional routine in the evening, starting at like 2 p.m. Awards will be at 6:30 p.m. at Newcastle. So we're seeded third for for traditional. So we're hoping to bump up one or two preferably.
All right. Well, hey, good luck. Hey, congratulations on a great event. Hopefully we'll do it again next year. I mean, this was hugely successful.
Yes.
All right, that was Chelsea Wine, the cheer coach. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, Rick, that pretty much showed how things were right there.
Yeah.
It was loud, and I mean, it was loud. And they're like, can you turn the music up more? Yeah. I'm like, we're about to blow woofers and tweeters and who knows what else.
Well, we talked about broadcasting that next year, so we're going to work on that, and because that event is made to be broadcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot going on there. So hopefully next year, I think we got a feel for what we need to do. So Saturday, the girls will be at Newcastle. They'll have two routines.
Yep.
First one, I believe, is about 11:18 in the morning.
Something like that.
Be there by 10:30 just to make sure, okay?
Yeah.
And in the afternoon, I think it's like 1 something,
Yeah.
maybe 2 o'clock.
Between 1 and 2.
Yeah, so if you're there by 1 o'clock, you can cheer them on. Hopefully a big crowd will show up and cheer them on. It's at the Field House, a great venue, Newcastle Field House.
Not a bad seat in the house.
No, it's a great place to any kind of event.
Plenty of free parking.
Yeah, and easy to get to. It's not that far
Yeah.
from here. You just go down to Newcastle, and it's not too far. So get down there, and good luck to the ladies. And this is their state finals, so good luck to them.
Absolutely.
I think that's all we got tonight, Jerry.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna thank the girls, the senior girls.
Senior
basketball.
girls, thanks for coming, and our executive producer, like Kayla Hersey.
Yeah, she's doing a great
doing
job.
a great job. And I'd probably be watching football if the Colts could win a game, but we won't talk about that.
Well, no, our teams aren't doing very good. So, suffer in silence here.
Oh. Well, I feel like a Cubs fan. There's always next year. Well, I think that's going to be about a wrap for us.
That's it.
So,
good night, Gracie.
All right, for Rick Fletcher, I'm Jerry Middleton, and you know what? It's been another good night.